If you're not using AI to create your digital products, you're playing on hard mode. If you are using AI to create your digital products, but you're using it wrong, you're playing on double hard mode. I've been testing AI workflows for digital product creation for months now, and I've discovered there is actually a right way and a wrong way to do this. The right way can massively cut your product creation time without making your content feel less personal, but most people are using AI completely wrong when they create their offers. So instead of making them faster and more efficient, it makes them interchangeable and completely undermines their success. So in this video, I'm not just going to give you 5 lame prompts that will leave you with generic results. I'm going to break down the exact AI workflow I use to create digital products that actually sell, the tools and the strategy behind when to use AI and when to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Anastasia, a digital marketer and online course expert helping creators turn their reach into revenue by launching online offers. In the last 8 years, I've worked on several multiple 7-figure courses, and I don't gatekeep and tell you how it is on this YouTube channel, so let's dive right in. Here's the biggest mistake that 90% of people make with AI. They use it to completely replace their expertise, and that's missing the entire point. Look, AI has tons of information, and you probably can't compete with it on just how many domains it can help people with, but what it doesn't have are your opinions, your thought leadership, discernment about what actually matters and what doesn't. If you let AI take over 100% and completely replace your approach, you're not only going to get some generic thing that will not set you apart. I also have an honest question for you. Why should people pay you money for their product instead of asking ChatGPT? I actually have an entire video where I talk about which info products will and will not get replaced by AI, so give it a watch here. But in a nutshell, in a world where everyone's using the same AI tools, being generic is basically business suicide. So the first rule of using AI for digital products, it must amplify your expertise, not substitute it. And this doesn't come from a better prompt or from using some special hidden tool. It comes from approaching the creation process completely differently. And I haven't seen anyone talk about this yet. So here's exactly how that looks like in practice. Step 1 is not finding some master magic prompt that'll spit out the perfect digital product for you. There's something even more important than knowing how to prompt, and it's giving AI context. The more it understands the background, the better the results will be. Because if it doesn't have information to go off of, it can never tailor the results to be suitable for you. It's just like you walking into Starbucks and asking the barista to make you something good. They make you drip coffee because they think that's good. But what you actually wanted was caramel macchiato with 3 pumps of vanilla syrup. What good looks like to you and to them is completely different. They can't read your mind, and AI can't either, thankfully. So you need to give it context and the lay of the land. Who are you? What do you do? Who your customers are? Your target audience's main pain points? You get the gist. If you have customer interviews, upload them. Share your website describing who you are and what you do, your blog posts, YouTube videos, any content you've created so the AI can really get to know your stance and expertise. With ChatGPT and Claude, you can do this pretty easily. In Claude, you upload to artifacts. My hands down favorite way to do context engineering is actually using Poppy AI. It's essentially the same as uploading content in ChatGPT and Claude, but it looks like a mind map, and you can categorize your input. Like, here's my ideal client profile, and here's what my website is about. Obviously, don't upload any trade secrets and turn off AI training on your data if you want to be extra safe. Doing this step alone will give you a massive jump from vanilla generic answers to answers tailored specifically to you. But context engineering is just the start. Next up is actually finding out which product idea to pick. Because no AI can save you if you're building something nobody actually wants. We gotta pick an offer idea that's actually going to be profitable. And it's not about luck. There's a 4-step process you can follow. It would make this video like 20 minutes longer if I went through every single step in detail, but I have a free resource walking you through this step-by-step process, the exact same one I've used with my 6 and 7-figure clients. Link is in the description below. Now, you might be thinking, wait, can't I just use AI to find my offer idea? And the short answer is no, not reliably, at least not on its own. Here's why. ChatGPT doesn't know your audience. It knows general internet patterns. So yes, it can brainstorm ideas and summarize trends, but it can't actually tell you whether your specific people will pay for your course. Finding a profitable topic for your offer is about real buying intent, and that comes from humans. So you actually need to get on the phone with your clients, you need to pre-sell your course, you need to launch beta offers, wait lists, people putting their money down. Again, I explain every step of how to do that in my free resource, so if you're feeling a little bit lost right now, do check it out. That being said, AI can be a powerful assistant in a validation process, and you can definitely use it to enhance your brainstorming. So the way I like to do it is, once you have your first ideas down, ask ChatGPT, here's who I am, here who's my audience is, what course topics would solve their biggest problems, and look at what it comes up with. Don't treat those answers as gospel. They're just a starting point that could maybe throw in a couple more ideas into the mix and help your ideation process. But my hands down favorite way to use AI for product ideation is to make it my research assistant. So instead of drowning in interview transcripts or survey responses, I just throw them into ChatGPT or Pop AI or Claude or Notebook LM, literally whatever you prefer, and ask AI to summarize the recurrent pain points, desired outcomes, and triggers people mentioned. Now, hopefully you've actually done their interviews with your potential clients, and you should already have a rough idea because you've talked to them. This is hands down the best hack I can give you in marketing ever. Actually talk to your potential customers. But putting these insights into AI can serve as your second brain, so you don't have to remember everything and can actually reference it later. Here's exactly what I'd use it for. First of all, spot the pain points. You could use a prompt like, read through this transcript and list the top recurrent pain points people mentioned in their own words. In their own words is a very important addition here, because you don't want AI paraphrasing and maybe losing some of the nuance. You want to talk exactly the way your target audience talks, so they feel seen and heard. Another prompt I'd use is to find the triggers. So from this transcript, what events or situations finally pushed people to take action? Summarize the main triggers you see repeating. You could also summarize desired outcomes. What are people actually hoping to achieve? Pull out the specific outcomes or transformation they talked about using their own language. You notice their own language is a recurrent pattern here because it's that important. So we can also use AI to extract phrasing. So use a prompt like, highlight phrases people used over and over that could be useful for headlines, course names, or marketing copy. You can also use AI to segment the audience. Based on this transcript, can you group people into 2 to 3 audience segments based on their biggest pain point or goal? Another good one is discovering missed attempts. So what solutions have they already tried that didn't work and why? Summarize those. Or what gaps or frustrations did they point out with existing competitors? And finally, a big picture summary. So something like, give me a clear summary of the patterns, what they struggle with, what they want, what they've already tried, and what triggers them to act. AI will scan all of your interviews in seconds and spit out clear patterns. It's like having a research assistant who never gets tired, never misses a theme, and can organize messy, lengthy information into neat, usable summaries. Bottom line, ChatGPT won't validate your idea for you and will not reliably tell you whether your topic idea is profitable or not, but it's the assistant that can make validation 10 times faster, easier, and just clear. Okay, so you got your idea sorted, but you're still far away from done. Here comes the tricky part, actually creating the thing. And this is where AI can either make your life way easier or totally screw you up. Because honestly, here's the part where most people use AI wrong. Now comes the moment of truth. You've got your product idea, but how do you turn it into something people actually want to buy? Here's the problem. Most people think they can just tell AI, write a course outline on subject X and call it a day. That's the biggest mistake you can make, because what you'll get is a cookie cutter AI advice, which will be boring, which will be generic, same as thousands of other products out there. And offers like this will not survive in 2026 and beyond. You need to lead the AI, not the other way around. AI can't replace thought leadership. People were never paying for information, and they aren't paying for information now when they're buying your course or membership. They're paying for your opinion, for your experience, your perspective, basically all the things that ChatGPT can't spit out in a millisecond. My biggest pet peeve is when creators rely 100% on AI for output. That just seems like a red flag to me. If you don't know off the top of your head how you'd help someone get the transformation you're promising them, you need to change direction. And I usually see this happen for 2 reasons. First, you either picked the wrong topic and you don't really have expertise there. And I see this a lot when people chase trends because they think that a hot topic guarantees income, and they convince themselves that they don't really have anything else to offer, so they need to chase the trend wave if they want to make profit with their offer. Now, if that sounds like you, I urge you to go grab my free resource on finding your $1 million idea, because once you go through the steps, you'll stop clinging to trendy topics to save you. Second, maybe you did pick the right topic, but your audience is a little bit too advanced for your level and you just feel a little bit squeamish and like you cannot really predictably deliver the transformation that you promise. In this case, you'd be way better off targeting newbies instead of intermediates or advanced people, because there are newbies and intermediates and advanced people in every niche, and there is no rule book that says if you're creating an educational offer, you must target the most advanced people. people. Here's my secret to AI-powered content that doesn't feel like AI. First input always comes from me. You've probably heard people online say, don't use AI output as is, you need to edit it. And I mean, duh. But I take it one step further because honestly, I've never seen someone take an AI draft and then edit into something perfect. It's just harder because once you see your draft, whether you like it or not, your brain gets pulled in that direction. So my trick, and it's actually super easy, is to use AI as my editor and ghostwriter. I dump all my ideas into it and then I ask it to clean them up, make the flow smoother, and give me a logical structure. Here's what that looks like in practice. I literally crank out a voice note either in Super Whisper or Pop AI or directly in ChatGPT, like total brain dump. Then I'll use the following prompts to let AI edit it for me. Here's my raw brain dump of what I teach in a mini course about my topic. Turn this into a clear, logical outline with smooth flow, but keep my language and perspective intact. Or something along the lines of, here's a messy transcript of me explaining my topic. Rewrite this into a first draft script I could use for a video script or a PDF. Keep the tone conversational and don't add outside info, just structure and polish my words. And then after I have the first draft, I can ask it to turn it into a spoken speech script or maybe a PDF downloadable or structure it as a mini book. All ideas are mine. That's the non-negotiable part. The input comes from me. I'm just using AI as my ghostwriter, my editor, to take the messy brain dump and organize it fast. But never, and I mean never, should AI be creating the actual content for you 100%. You can, however, take it even one step further and go back and use AI as a sparring and debate partner to sort of find weak spots in your thinking or missing links. Here's how I'd approach it. So once I've structured my ideas, I'll go back and say, hey, here's my draft outline or a script for topic X. Pretend you're a beginner going through it. What parts feel confusing or incomplete or out of order? Or something along the lines of, here's my outline for topic X, rewrite this so it's tailored to beginner or advanced learners. Adjust complexity and examples accordingly, but don't add new concepts. Or something along the lines of, here's my draft, play devil's advocate. What objections or doubts would a skeptical learner have while reading this, and how can I address them? And if I feel like it's too complex, simplify this section so it's clear and easy to follow without losing depth. Think, explain it like I'm a smart 12-year-old. And my personal favorite, here's a brain dump of my raw ideas for a course membership on topic X. Turn this into a deeper structured learning design for an outline of an online course or a membership. The outline should have 5 to 8 modules that lead to the transformation with 3 to 5 lessons per module, each framed as a practical micro step or action. Keep the language conversational, like I'm talking directly to my audience. Highlight where bonuses might make sense to remove friction. Here's my brain dump, and then I paste the raw note. This way, I still get the speed boost, but the direction is mine. By the way, this is the exact way I've created all of the content for my membership, teaching people how to launch their own online offers. And instead of one lesson taking me anywhere between 4 to 5 hours with all the edits like it used to before AI, with my brain dump plus AI edit method, it only takes me about 30 to 70 minutes per lesson, including recording. That's the magic formula. I plus your expertise. Now comes the part that still scares so many people off, creating the actual content. Filming and editing just seem like such a big hurdle, but with AI, that's about to get a lot easier. Filming and especially editing used to be my absolute nightmare. And I know for a lot of creators, this feels like a massive roadblock, like this big hurdle that they just cannot get over. But it doesn't have to be this way anymore. So how do we actually use AI to make filming and editing easier? I've got this super compact setup that literally fits into one bag, and the only reason I can keep it this minimal is because of one AI-powered camera. I'm talking about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'm not gonna turn this into a full review here unless you guys want one, in which case just let me know in the comments below. But I wanted to speak about one specific feature I love, the eye tracking, because it keeps me perfectly centered no matter how much I move around. As a business owner who doesn't have time for like crazy complicated setups, this feature saves me so much headache. Like, I can't tell you how many times before I set up a camera, check the framing, everything looked fine, then I'd record and later realize the top of my head was cut off this entire time. But with this little guy, that just never happens. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now, it's not the only camera with AI tracking features. There's actually a lot of other cameras coming out with this one. I just find Osmo Pocket 3 to also be super compact and easy to carry around and just easy to work with. And since I also have DJI microphones, they plug into each other seamlessly. And the easier it is for me to create content, whether for YouTube or for my membership, the more I'm gonna do it. Now on to the next dreaded part, video editing. I'm not an editor by any means, and learning an advanced software like Final Cut Pro just didn't feel like a good investment of my time because I also don't want to be a video editor in the future. But with this one little tool, I can crank out videos that look pretty decent. And I'm talking about Descript. With Descript, editing videos feels, dare I say, fun. Now, I love this tool because you can edit videos just like you would edit a Google Doc. So you paste a video, it automatically transcribes it, and you can just copy and paste sentences, move them around. If you don't like a paragraph or a passage, you just highlight it and delete it. Easy as that. But if I do want more freedom, I can still jump into the timeline and tweak around with it. So it's sort of like best of both worlds. I've been using it for at least 2.5 years now, and I can't tell you what a massive difference it has made in my workflow. And it also has a bunch of AI features that make editing even easier than that. Some of my favorites are automatic transitions that make even me look like a halfway decent editor because it automatically animates the transitions between the scenes. Now, it probably would have taken me hours to do something like this throughout the entire video, but with Descript, I can just do it in a moment. You can also cut out filler words and pauses with a click of a button. You literally just press the button, remove filler words and pauses, and AI does it for you. You can also ask AI to look for retakes. So let's say you're recording a course video and you've restarted the same sentence 10 times, happens to all of us. Instead of looking for that passage manually, you can actually just ask AI to remove retakes and it will highlight the passages that it thinks are superfluous and that you can actually delete. And what I love about this feature is that it doesn't fully delete the passages, it actually just crosses them out so you can see the suggestions and then decide yourself whether it's accurate or not. Now, I have to mention that Descript is not powerful enough for like crazy advanced YouTube edits, but for course videos or memberships or mini courses, it's pretty amazing. And also if you don't need like crazy transitions or a lot of layers with music and After Effects, it's actually completely fine. I've just recently edited a video for my membership, and instead of it taking me anywhere between 2 to 3 to 4 hours to edit, a 25-minute video actually took me just 40 minutes to fully clean up, create transitions, create presentations. Massive time saver. By the way, let me know in the comments below if you want a full walkthrough on how to edit with Descript. Now, for text-based products like ebooks or guides, here's a little tip for you. It's not exactly AI, but it saved me many a headache, so I figured I'd just share it. Don't create your ebook in Canva. I know it looks pretty, but think about it. What if you spot a typo later, or you need to update some material? How do you get the new version to people who already bought it? That's why instead of opting for PDFs, I use Notion for anything that's basically text. So guides, ebooks, that kind of thing. Because once I publish a Notion page, if I need to make changes, I just edit it and boom, it's live. I don't have to resend files or remember who got which version. My clients always have the latest one automatically. And also if I want to promote a new product, maybe I can just edit in there and they will see it. And that's it. That's the entire process of creating digital products with AI that actually sell instead of being generic rubbish that nobody wants to buy. As you can see, using AI as your sparring partner and your assistant can massively speed you up. Now it's over to you. Pick one problem you can solve for your people, follow this exact process and create your own digital product. You'll be blown away by what's possible in just a few short hours. And if you want a list of all the tools and prompts I mentioned summarized, the link is in the description below. Now, once the product is done, the next question is, how do you actually sell it and bring it out so that people will actually buy it? Because build it and they'll come is not a strategy that works really. You need a launch plan, promo content, and a clear idea of how you're going to put it out there. But good news, that's exactly what I'm showing you in this video right here, how to turn your product into real revenue. Go watch it now.